Hello everyone and welcome to a long due 10 to 6 news. I've been very busy recently, going on a few dates, been doing a lot of college work, new job, quite stressful, and a lot of reading as well, so no excuse for being lazy, but I just wanted to let everyone know why I haven't uploaded a video. So I will be getting back into the groove and hopefully we'll be back to uploading at least the 10 to 6 news once a week. I've also been discussing with one of my friends as well that I might start voicing my opinion on matters as well. So I'll still be giving both sides of an argument and then put my opinion on. At the end of the day, the most important thing though, like I said on this channel, is your opinion. Anyway, that's enough from me. Let's get on with this week's news. Back on the 21st of January, the Labour Party was accused of being racist after the Loughborough conference to hear Jeremy Corbyn had different service charges depending on your race. The white members of public will be charged, were charged £40, while the ethnic minorities would be paid or charged £30 to attend the conference. Soon after the criticism, Labour decided to change these and set it at one price for all races, but it did not stop an investigation being underheld. The Equality and Human Rights Commission has decided to take action against the Labour Party over their decision to charge non-white attendants at the conference less than those who are white. Andrew Bridgen, the North West Leicestershire Tory MP, said the charges showed that Labour was abandoning white working class people. He claims that it contradicts decades of anti-racial discrimination laws, specifically the Equality Act of 2010. Back on the 22nd of January, President Trump was in the news again, this time for criticising African nations and describing some of them as, quote, shithole countries. Mr. Trump has denied making the remarks in a Senate meeting, saying that he did not say this. However, despite the mass criticisms, some have come to his defence, including President Yoweri Museveni of Uganda, and has given a speech declaring his love for the President of the United States. He stated that America has got one of the best presidents ever. He said, I love Trump because he tells Africans frankly. The Africans need to solve their problems. The Africans are weak. Many leaders, including President French Emmanuel Macron, told the BBC that he shared in Africa's outrage over the remarks. Formula One has officially canned their so-called grid girls, the female models used in promotional tasks in the pit lanes and starting grids before and after races. The organisation said they would no longer continue the practice because it is at odds with modern-day societal norms and doesn't reflect their brand values. While the Formula One Grand Prix grid girls have been a staple for over 30 years, they have decided to take this decision as they believe it is not empowering towards women. However, not those are pleased with the decision, including those grid girls. Some quoting that the job actually made them feel empowered and that they were treated rather well. And now, thanks to this decision, and due to actions taken by feminists, they are now out of a job. President Trump's 80-minute State of Union address was actually rather well received by those Democrats, Republicans, and even media outlets abroad. However, despite the 45% of Democratic voters even saying that the speech was rather good, Democrat representatives, however, sat down throughout most of the speech, not even applauding at any things that even basic people can come to an agreement in. However, there was one Democrat that decided that it was okay to clap and applaud, even if he didn't represent his party. The West Virginia Senator, Joe Manchin, said that Democrats really need to grow up and appreciate ideas that all Americans support for the good of the country. Theresa May had recently come back from a visit to China, who were quick to thank her for hitting the mute button on rights. During her visit, Theresa May decided not to lecture the nation on what they can and can't do, and decided instead to just talk about trade negotiations post-Brexit. Western media outlets, including The Guardian, were quick to criticise May due to not mentioning the appalling conditions that they think are towards human rights. However, the global Chinese language edition Times stated that nothing can stop China's UK cooperation Noise and nagging will be carried away by the wind. Those, including democracy activist Joshua Wong, who called for May to rise with Xi Jinping in his treatment of the charity, said certain democracy activists in Hong Kong also intervened, but May chose to put a pragmatic collaboration first. Protests took place on the 8th of February after View Cinemas cancelled the Gay Cure film screening. Dozens of protesters gathered outside a London cinema to protest against the cancellation of a screening, advocating therapy to cure people from being gay. Christian group Core Issues Trust hired a screen at View Piccadilly in the West End to show its film, The Voices of the Silenced. But the cinema cancelled the event at the last minute, saying it contradicted the company's values. Protesters accused View of censorship. LGBT community activists has said the teachings are unethical, and that a spokesman for a campaign group, Stonewall, said LGBT people aren't ill. Being gay, lesbian, bi or trans is not something that should be cured or changed. This is unethical and degrading practice and has can be condemned by all major UK health organisations. It is shocking that View Piccadilly initially viewed this as a suitable film to screen. President Trump was in the news this week as well for... President Trump on the 11th of February stated that lives are being destroyed by mere allegations after 2 White House aides quit amid accusations of domestic abuse. He stated that there is no recovery for someone who is falsely accused. This was after the departure of White House speechwriter David Sorensen and Staff Secretary Rob Porter. Donald Trump is actually unbiased on this issue, as he has defended people in the past, and although he defended Roy Moore back in the elections, he has also defended Bill Clinton all the way back in the 1990s, defending him against his own sexual allegations. One more Trump story this week, this time to do with the memo that was out last week. For those of you who didn't catch it, there was a 4-page memo that the Democrats did not want the Republicans to release, to do with the allegations of the Russian probe and how some of the members involved in the investigation had natural bias against Donald Trump. The Democrats now have tried to rebuke this memo, but Donald Trump actually ended up blocking this release of this counter argument. In the original memo, the Republicans claimed that law enforcement officials had abused their power in spying on a former Trump campaign aide. And the Democrats were quick to state that this memo should not be released as it contains national secrets. Once released, however, this turned out to be all hyperbole, and there was nothing, in fact, that important to do with secrets. Which then begs the question, if this contains no secrets, then why can Donald Trump not also release the counterclaim memo? As, like the Democrats, if they have nothing to hide, then they should have no problem with releasing these documents. Justin Trudeau was portrayed rather poorly in the news this week after a video went viral of him, quote, mansplaining towards one of his female viewers, who was asking him a question. She stated in the word mankind, to which Justin quickly interrupted and stated that the correct term she was looking for was people kind. Although, Justin, I think the word you were actually looking for was humankind. Now to end on something rather serious. The US boy was trapped in Florida's stuffed toy arcade machine. This terrible, terrible tragedy took place on the 8th of February. The young boy wished to take a toy from the arcade machine by crawling in through the small machine door. However, he soon became trapped. He didn't know what to do, and time was running out for him. If it wasn't for an off-duty fire officer eating nearby in the restaurant, the boy could have suffocated and died. He managed to get a few teddies with him after his release from the arcade machine. Well, thank you for watching this week, guys. I apologise that there's only 9 stories instead of 10, but I am really not feeling too good. But I needed to upload the video, otherwise I was never going to do it. So, there we go, I've done it. I'm going to at least try and do this video once a week as I've advertised on my channel. So, thanks for watching if you're here at the end. Leave a like, subscribe, and I hope you have a good week. Goodbye.